I challenge thou to a duel, because 'tis said from rumors thou art good with thy rapier. Now, allow us to broil it out. Okay. Eh. Hey, this is a series where you'll learn everything you need to know about the Roblox game ABizarreDay, from origin history to combos and matchups. We have everything here on this mini-series. Welcome to HTUC, otherwise known as How to Use and Counter. This stand just barely won the poll on my Discord server. Join my Discord server if you want to vote for the next HTUC, by the way. This time, we'll be going over SC, otherwise known as Silver Chariot. I would really appreciate any sort of constructive criticism or improvements I can make in these types of videos in the future. This is a beginner's guide or a refresh guide to pros for how to use and counter Silver Chariot. You will not become a pro instantly after watching this. It takes practice. All input came from the ABD Wiki for combo inspiration, participating in 1v1s, spectating 1v1s, the ABD Discord, and the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Fandom Wiki. Also, please keep in mind, I am a samurai main. Silver Chariot is a close-range stand used by the user Jean-Pierre Polnareff in the Stardust Crusaders arc. It first debuted in the 124th chapter of the manga and the 30th episode of the anime. Silver Chariot is a powerful close-range stand that attacks with its rapier. It is also very agile, allowing it to attack its enemy with a rapier before they can react. It does have a weakness of not being able to see whatever its user cannot see, making it dangerous to be in blind spots. Silver Chariot has heavy armor that can be removed, giving it much more speed, but will in turn take more damage. Obtaining Silver Chariot is simple. You must use a stand arrow with a 7% chance of obtaining it. Stand arrows spawn every minute and will despawn on the map after 15 minutes. They will not despawn if the arrow is already in your inventory though. The stand has lots of different strengths and weaknesses. Here are just a few. Some strengths would include good damage, good block. Certain moves give speed boosts as a mix-up like R or click 1. Each click has a different jab. Decently low cooldowns. Removing armor powers up the stand. Lots of good but simple combos. Some weaknesses would include difficult to land moves at times due to hitboxes, decent but not great HP, struggles heavily against ragdoll combos. F leaves you vulnerable for around 2 to 3 seconds if you miss it. I will now go over some simple but reliable combos that you can use in your 1v1s. Keep in mind that you can modify these combos and you should not only use these combos. I would love to hear your combos in the comments section. I will say R or E instead of the actual move names from now on, because saying the actual move names will get very complicated very quickly. I will go over one easy, medium, and hard combo and then talk about them. This is a combo that deals relatively good damage. It can also be done with low cooldown. R has quite a lot of range due to pushing it forwards, somewhat like Star Platinum the World Time Stock Dash. Of course, the projectile at the end is completely optional and can be quite risky to use because it will leave you vulnerable to the opponent for 3 seconds, not allowing you to use any moves. This combo deals great damage, mostly due to F, but it's the same as the last combo with R plus Y just reversed. Like the last one, the T at the end is completely optional since it can be quite risky to use. This particular combo can one-shot almost any stand if they are not blocking. The H at the beginning makes your attacks like Y much faster with lower cooldowns and gives Y more knockback. Because of the higher knockback, make sure you roll or roll plus space after using Y. If you do not roll after Y, R will not connect no matter what, unless they are blocking. So make sure to roll after Y to connect R after Y and deal more damage. Of course, the T is optional since the barrage usually finishes the opponent. In this 1v1 situation, I am fighting a Gold Experience Requiem. Of course, all Gold Experience Requiems use F due to it stunning the opponent for around 3 seconds. When the Gold Experience Requiem goes up and barrages me, instead of blocking, I just press Y to knock them away and have enough time to stand jump or roll away. Of course, removing your armor makes Y have a much higher knockback. If I was playing a bit smarter, I would have just stand jumped away during Return to Zero to take no damage at all. The stand is powerful but does have its fair share of ways to counter. Here are just a few. Blocking negates a lot of damage. Just keep in mind that Silver Chariot's projectile completely bypasses block, so be very cautious of the projectile. Dodge F by rolling or stand jumping at the last second. The stand is relatively easy to zone out with projectiles after the Silver Chariot's F is on cooldown. Moves that can attack Silver Chariot by teleporting to it, such as Maiden Heaven or Star Platinum Stone Ocean, are very helpful in a fight. Also, I would not recommend countering against this stand, because if you do counter, they can just shoot a projectile at you, and you will not take reduced damage because the projectile bypasses block. I will now go over a bad habit that many new users to Silver Chariot do when they first get the stand, so that you don't make those same mistakes. T is a very powerful and fast projectile that also bypasses block, but it throws your rapier, so you lose your ability to use your rapier. Due to this, it leaves you vulnerable to attacks for 3 seconds, but it has a low cooldown. Spamming it whenever it is available is not a very good idea, especially at close range, since it leaves you vulnerable to the opponent's counterattacks for 3 seconds. I will now go over matchups against popular stands and standard 1v rules and see how they play out, meaning no time stop, beatdowns, etc., and how to have a better chance at winning the matchups mentioned. Like I said before, this stand absolutely overwhelms you in terms of pure damage. In a barrage battle, you'll be fine if you can properly space your rapier out where you don't take damage from the gold experience Requiem. You will be fine for the most part because both of your barrages slow the other down, but your barrage has slightly more range. And of course, you can just press Y, preferably without armor, to knock them away if they get too close and have time to get away with a roll or stand jump. Or you can also use Y to knock them away during return to zero. You should be fine for the most part due to this stand being relatively slow. This is also a very powerful stand in terms of damage. The main threat from this stand is knives and reality overwrite. Knives are relatively easy to dodge, and as long as you keep some distance, you should be fine from reality overwrite for the most part. Play smart and do your best. Combos work relatively well against this stand unless they are blocking. Smart the World Over Heavens will pretty much block whenever they can to take as little damage as possible. In situations where they continuously block and never approach you, spamming projectiles from a distance is not a terrible idea as it bypasses block. The stand is terrible defense, just 1 or 2 combos is enough to kill it. Many of Silver Chariot's moves give it a distance and speed boost, allowing you to easily hit a Shadow of the World when they are using F. Keep in mind that your moves will still deal much less damage if the Shadow of the World is blocking. Do your best and block when necessary, as ragdoll combos will absolutely destroy you. Your high output damage will allow you to do decently well against less skilled Shadow of the Worlds or new ones. Your combos do lots of damage against this stand as well. So do your best to attack at the correct timing and opportunities. Note, many of these matchups heavily depend on whether the Silver Chariot user is very experienced and skilled or not. They can also the opponent knows what they're doing. Make sure to adapt to how your opponent plays and choose your best options in there, such as how do they move, do they dash or roll figuring, what about counters to stand jumps. As I said before, this is a beginner's guide for how to use and counter Silver Chariot. To find out more, you should do research yourself and do 1v1s. The ABizarreDay community is usually nice enough to do 1v1s and help you in their Discord server about stand strategies. Be sure to give me suggestions in the comments or on my Discord server more importantly for the next how to use and counter. Have a nice day and goodbye.